Maido! Hi there, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to talk about being casual. Present, Master Shimashou. This is the 7th year of the Presentation Japan Series podcast. We are beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku in Tokyo. And I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, plus Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de okane o muda ni suru wa yamimashou, and all are available on Amazon. Through this podcast, I want to help you to become a better speaker, to be 1, clear, 2, confident, 3, persuasive, and 4, highly influential with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 358, and today we're talking about how casual should I be when presenting. We know that being formal and stiff creates distance between the speaker and the audience. We also know that a conversational tone is ideal, as it creates a strong feeling of inclusivity between the presenter and those in the room. That conversational tone means a relaxed style on the part of the speaker, but how relaxed? We gauge people's education and intelligence level by the way they speak. So we want to sound smart, but we don't want to sound snobby. Where is the line? If you speak with a regional or national accent, should you stick with that or should you OxBridge it up? Typical Australians have very strong accents. Educated urban Australians speak quite differently to rural dwellers, and the further you go from the coast, the stronger the accent becomes. Television presenters in Australia all spoke as if they were aping BBC presenters until the 1960s, when television commercials started adopting the lingua franca of the masses. I've read that in the USA, regional accents are a barrier in many cases, and as people move around for work, they have to change the way they speak to be better respected. So, when presenting, should you present in a more highbrow fashion and change your diction, or speak as if you would to one of your local neighbours? It will depend to a great extent on your audience and the topic. If I was presenting to a room full of Aussies and I put on a posh OxBridge accent, that would be seen as fake and lacking in authenticity and would impact how my message was received. If I was presenting to a room full of well-educated Aussies in a down and dirty local Brisbane boy accent, that would also have a negative impact. If it was a highbrow topic, I would be seen as uneducated and therefore not credible for that audience. In Japan, I often speak to national chambers of commerce. Often these are mixed audiences with non-native speakers. Generally, the international business person you meet in Tokyo speaks excellent English, no matter where they are from. However, my Aussie vowels can confuse people at times. I think I'm saying ah, and they are hearing I. It is always a surprise for me because I thought I had moved on from that. I have learned to neutralize my accent for the most part when speaking to these groups in order to have the greatest shot at getting my message across. Am I being authentic if I'm not speaking as I would back in Brisbane. I think there is room for variation of our accents to give us the best communication vehicle to get the job done. If I go all OxBridge, though, then that is too much because I'm not British and not a graduate of either of those storied universities, and now I'm just faking it for effect. If I put on an American accent, that would be ridiculous as well, and I'm not even sure I could carry it off anyway. I go for a neutral accent, which will give me the greatest access to the listener's attention and will sound both natural and unforced. Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also are doing custom in-house programs. We do them in both Japanese and English. We do them in our super safe classroom and live online. Our show today is being brought to you by, on the 14th of September, we're doing our Dale Carnegie course English version. That's our flagship program. On the 22nd, we're doing Winning with Relationship Selling. And on the 25th, we're doing Time Management. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Lots and lots of value there for you. To do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have nearly 2,000 there for you on Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan, every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show. And on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from small, medium enterprises all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro TV show. Get my best-selling books on business in Japan, the Bible on selling, Japan Sales Mastery, Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, plus Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane wo muru ni sume wa yamemashou, and all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. What about the way we present? Should we be standing around in a relaxed fashion as we would down the pub, or should we be there ramrod straight and upstanding? Should we put our hands in our trouser pockets or keep them out? Should we be leaning on the rostrum as we talk, or should we be standing with 50-50 weight displacement on our feet? I think standing up straight with a 50-50 split is the most professional approach, but it doesn't have to be stiff and tense. Just standing up straight with the knees unlocked is enough. You look good without looking forced. Hands in the trouser pockets is usually the male speaker thrusting them in there because he doesn't know what to do with his hands. The most natural position is for the hands to just hang by the side of your body. To find that magic spot, just raise your arms up to a 90-degree angle to the floor and then drop them. Where they land is the most natural position for them when you are not employing them for gestures. Hands in the pocket, behind the back, fig leaf in front of the groin, are all guaranteed to restrict your use of gestures, and that should be avoided at all costs. We need our hands to add power to the point we are making, and we want to treat it like a faucet. We turn the gestures on, and then we turn them off again. We don't hold the same gesture for longer than 15 seconds because the power just dies after that point, and it adds no value to anything we are doing. Don't forget about your hands and just allow the same gesture to linger long. People become self-conscious about where their hands are, but if you're using your eyes, face, voice to engage the audience, they won't be paying any attention to your hands in the rest position. Your gestures will come up in a natural way, and the audience won't think twice about what you're doing, as it fits in nicely with the whole flow of the presentation. Our audience and topic will determine how we choose to speak and how we decide to present. There is a range we can adopt, and we should use that range to suit our purposes. The extremes of that range are where we'll get ourselves into trouble, and we should avoid doing that if we want to get our message through. Did you get value from today's show? If you did, then share the love around with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Until the next episode, go out there and apply the learnings from today and become a presentations legend amongst your circle. Thank you for joining me, and please tune in next week. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.